I've been observing the online chatter about the document from my last video, which was a timeline prepared by the Wayfarer parties that was produced by the Wayfarer parties. And I just wanted to share a couple of more thoughts about the document and how it plays into everything. A few people have asked if this is a contemporaneous document. So, contemporaneous is actually a legal term of art, and it means something really specific. So, if something is happening to you and you go home and you write it in your journal, that would be considered contemporaneous notes, that you're taking it right when you're fresh in your memory and you're recording something that happened right away. That's considered contemporaneous notes, or meeting notes, or notes on a post-it note, or even text messages sent during a meeting. Those would be considered contemporaneous notes. I'm not sure that we can call this document contemporaneous because it looks like it was a document created by someone for a specific purpose that was looking back in time. So they were certainly notes. It was like work product, not legal work product, but just business work product that was created for a particular purpose. It does not reflect necessarily an accurate reflection of the person who is writing it, their memory. So I don't think that it would be considered contemporaneous in that way. Next, if it was prepared by Mitz, who wasn't at a lot of those events that are listed in the timeline, then they're not necessarily notes from those events. They are her recollection of what she knows to be what happened and what she wrote down. So while it is written as though it's factual, it wouldn't actually be considered that in a court of law because she couldn't testify that she was there. She wouldn't be able, unless she was. So some of it she may have been, but a lot of it she may not have been. And so she wouldn't be able to testify that those things actually happened, and that's why she was writing those notes. She might have a different reason for writing each of those things, and they may or may not be 100% accurate. Think about the last family vacation that you went on. You are asked 2 months later to write a timeline of what happened on that vacation and what happened to everyone on that trip. You weren't with everybody the whole time. You've heard stories about what happened, and from your memory, you create a timeline of events that happened on that vacation. Some of it might be accurate, some of it might be semi-accurate, some of it might not be accurate at all because you heard a story one way or you remember hearing a story one way where certain people were somewhere, but if you actually ask the people that were there, they would tell you differently. All this to say that we can't actually use this document as gospel, meaning that it doesn't necessarily represent exactly 100% accurate facts of what happened to Wayfarer. They're simply notes that were compiled together for their PR crisis people. So we don't actually know how much of it is 100% true or not. I'm seeing a lot of headlines about so-and-so said this and that, and there's accusations being flown around. The only thing that we can sort of trust is what the Wayfarer parties have written as facts in their complaint against Lively and Reynolds. So if anything in that timeline doesn't match what they put in their complaint and the timeline that was attached with that complaint, then it's probably not an accurate representation in this document. So maybe Taylor Swift wasn't lying. Maybe she was only at that one meeting. Maybe Hugh Jackman wasn't there. Maybe this was a misrepresentation by the person who was writing these notes. So while the headlines are running with it, Wayfarer is not claiming these to be fact. So we have to keep that in mind when we're reviewing this document. So how would a document like this get used in the case? Well, we might not actually see it be used as, quote, evidence in this case because it doesn't actually prove anything. It could prove, for example, Wayfarer could present this as evidence that this is what we were experiencing at the time and what we were telling our PR people is going on. This is a rough draft, or this is a first draft of the timeline that we were starting to put together. It's a snapshot in time into what we thought was going on at the time. That's what they could use it as evidence of. But otherwise, I don't think it is anything else. It doesn't prove anything. It doesn't disprove anything. And I still think that it is, what it does is shows us a window into the experience that Wayfarer had working with Lively. So what I'm trying to say is take the detail with a grain of salt because we cannot 100% verify those things. What we will see coming out of depositions is under oath a testimony about what happened at those various events. That will be when we can really know what the Wayfarer parties claim to be facts in this case.